show all these other fucking kids the stars or anything. I just wanna show my main ladies. And that it's lunchtime. After Hikari and I devoured our lunches, we interrupted Miss Satome's lunch to tell her about our idea in the hallway. Yes. Yes. It was pretty sweet when we figured out how a telescope worked. Though we lacked the vocabulary to adequately express ourselves, it was easy to tell by our expressions how moving it was for us. Alright. Miss Satome replied to Hikari and then turned and smiled gently at me. Don't smile at me. I felt my cheeks flush, so I lowered my head to hide my gaze. Yeah, don't smile at me because this happened. Yeah, but I don't wanna take everyone. Oh. Miss Satome once again glanced at my expression. This time it seemed like she was a little worried. Since Miss Satome was our homeroom teacher, I'm sure she'd noticed that I'd had a hard time fitting in this past month since I transferred schools because I had that hard exterior shell. All of them. Albiero! God damn it. Yeah, Albiero! I called out suddenly. I'd really like for everyone to see Albiero. Especially Saya. Our teacher looked at a little surprised, but she quickly nodded her head in agreement. I don't. What if fucking what's his face shows up? Then it's over. I don't want him there. We're kids. What are plans? We just do things. Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true. Hikari nodded her head with an I already knew that expression on her face. Well, we gotta figure out how best to see it so I can show Saya to be okay. As if on cue, our eyes met in agreement. We can do it! Miss Santana gave us a smile. Yes, ma'am. God damn it. She's just so, like, gentle and happy. That all went down the drain. That way down the line. I mean, somewhere, not some way. I mean, some way, too. Thanks, Miss Miharu. I called her by her first name without thinking. Oh, my. Though she was slightly taken aback at first, she chuckled. To think that one day she might, she might want, might want the diddly. You never know. With that, she gave me an encouraging pat on my shoulder. I felt the gentle and warm feeling bubbling up inside. It had been so long since I had an adult expect anything like this from me. Yes, ma'am. I don't know. Oh, okay. To the library! And with that, we took off toward the school library. Hey, we gotta make our way downtown to the library. What do you want? I'm not walking there. At the class meeting, it was decided that we would hold a Stargazers meetup. We'd expected that Taikechi would complain, so it was a good thing we had explained it all to Miss Satome beforehand. As soon as Miss Satome said that it was a great idea, the decision was unanimous. We moved on to the planning stage of our event. Oh shit, man. Cola, soft drink. After school, Hikari took me to a local candy shop on the way home. Next to Mikazuki Station, there were many small shops that lined the Yeah, Burp Street. The sign of the shop read Satome. Uh-huh.
いらっしゃい、ひかりちゃん。
Calling out to Hikari, a little old stout lady emerged from the back of the shop. A puzzled look crossed her face when she saw
見
me.
かけない子だね。もしかして君が空見明人くんかい？
Hey. What you, yes. How'd she know my name?
見張るから聞いてるよ。
Fuck.
ちょっと強情だけど面白い子がクラスに入ったって。
Wow. Well, I never. Miharu.
おばちゃんは早乙女先生のお母さんなんだよ。
Oh. This lady is Miss Satome's.
よく似てるだろ？あの子、私に似て美人だから。
Well, I mean, I don't know. You don't have a sprite, so. Granny 74 letting out a hearty cackle. I could only nod meekly in
い
reply.
つも娘が世話になってるわね。あの子、学校でちゃんとやってるかい？
She's alright, you know. I'd say she's pretty good for, I don't know, like a bit of a elementary school teacher.
うん、やってるよ。みんな先生のこと大好きだもん。ね、アキト。
Define love. oh, yeah, that. I suddenly blushed and started to fidget.
あのね、アキトはね。
What do you don't say things? Hikari proceeded to talk to the old lady's ear off about various topics.
へえ、そうなのかい。
Granny gave me a deliberately surprised look.
こんな男前、あの子にはもったいないよ。
What are you trying to say? What'd she just say?
いつものやつある？
はいよ、取ってくるから待っといで。
Give me the stuff. As Granny disappeared into the back, Hikari headed over to a large dog lounging at the side of the shop.
タロー。
Brr. Yep. I fucking knew it would be. I knew it. Old dogs always had the brr. Like, the dog lazily turned its head towards Hikari. So this is Taro? He was really huge. From the looks of him, I was sure that he had a German Shepherd blood somewhere in his mutt heritage.
怖くないよ。ほら。
Alright, I'm watching. To prove her point, Hikari leaned down and gave Taro a big hug.
タロー。よしよし。あったかーい。
He probably doesn't give a fuck anymore. Oh my god. It sounds like he's growling.
うん。あんまり構いすぎると吠えるんだ。アキトも撫でてやりなよ。
That he's not a big sweetheart then. He's just putting up with it. I think I'll pass, thanks. Despite being an old dog, he had a glint to his eyes and an edge to his growl that warned me he was serious. I felt a little sorry for Taikachi after thinking about how he must have apologized to Hikari after she'd thrown his indoor shoes in Ataro's doghouse. Yep.
ひかりちゃん。
Oh, Jesus.
はーい。
We've been waiting.
はいこれ、パンの耳。
What?
ありがと
Just bread crusts?
いつもこんなのもらって帰ってどうするんだい？
Oh, I know. She's feeding the other dog.
う。ちょっとね。
You know, she's... At first I was like, why you just want bread crusts? Hikari looked so happy that she took the bag stuffed full of bread crusts from Granny.
それと、これ、お食べ。
She gave us each a pork bun. Oh, the fucking legendary.
いいの？
The legendary pork buns.
サービスだよ。新しいお客さんを連れてきてくれたからね。
Oh, so good.
その代わり、ミハルをあんまり困らせないでやっておくれよ。
We haven't been giving her too hard of a time.
任せといて。
We've literally done almost nothing, in fact. Hikari answered happily. In reality, the top two troublemakers in our class would have been Hikari and Taikachi. Yeah, but Hikari's more like the hero, and Taikachi's the villain, you know?
ありがとうおばちゃん。
So, Hikari's fine. Thank you very much.
気をつけて帰るんだよ。
Okay, goodbye. I'll see you later. Oh, are we doing this like...
得したね。
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see? Taking our extra large pork buns with us. Those things are fucking huge, so to kids, holy shit. We settled ourselves underneath the bridge and cracked open our books. It was the book we had borrowed from the school library during lunch. At our feet was... Yup, bow wow. Pooch was happily munching away on the bread crusts that Hikari had brought with us. The crusts were leftovers from the nearby bakery that Granny Satome had picked up to give to Hikari. That was how Hikari was able to get food for this little guy.
どう？美味しいでしょ。
Oof. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, stop. I want it. My expression became serious as I answered. I had eaten pork buns from convenience stores before, but this one was on a whole different level of flavor. It was stuffed full of filling, and then I took a bite. My mouth overflowed with a delicious aroma. It was the first time in my life I'd eaten something so delicious. Thoughts like that were overwhelming, and yet I knew that it couldn't really be the case. If I had thought about it, Mom's cooking had been delicious too. Oh no, the sadness. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed the taste of food. I just didn't have the luxury of feeling that way. Although now I could say the opposite is true. I thought that as I watched the steam rise from the extra large pork bun. Oh god.
あった。
I need it. Hikari held the open book in her lap at her exclamation. I looked down at the chart on the page that Hikari had turned to. Oh, yep. It showed an illustration of the Cygnus constellation next to real photos of the night sky. Underneath them all was a picture of a set of orange and blue twin stars.
アルビレオって白鳥座のくちばしなんだ。
We had borrowed all the books we could carry related to the stars from the school library. Since we hardly knew literally anything about the stars or astronomy in general, we had no idea which books to
ア
read.
ルビレオは二重星なんだって。なんだろう、二重星って。
Isn't that just two stars that are... yeah. It explains that here. Albiero is a star that appears to be single to the naked eye, but shows two closely nestled stars when viewed through a telescope. These types of astronomical phenomenon are known as double stars. Visual double stars only appear to be double when viewed from Earth. However, the stars are actually nowhere near each other. Yeah. When the two stars are actually in close proximity, they form what is known as a binary star. Damn. Hikari looked up at the sky because she knows the memes. Although we really wanted to see what Albiero would look like, we knew the weather had to be clear to do so. Oh, Pooch let out a whine and looked up at Hikari, who was engrossed in the diagrams of the book.
もう食べちゃったの？
Look, he's a fucking grown dog.
それで全部なんだ。ごめんよ。
Instantly depressed. Yup, instantly depressed dog. Wow. I quietly opened my backpack and took out the milk I had inside. I then went to Pooch's makeshift house under the bridge and brought out his food dish. Hikari spoke as I began pouring milk into it.
そのお皿、アキトが持ってきたやつだったんだ。
I guess. I felt my face begin to flush, though I tried to keep a neutral expression. I don't like milk. Wow! Get out of town! I love milk! Besides, I just wanted to help the little guy out. It's my duty, right? I'm the one that technically saved him. When I found out that Hikari was bringing back food for Pooch, I had been saving milk from my school lunches to give to him. Saying that I hated milk was a lie. Oh, okay, by the way. If anything, I actually really loved it. Damn, the sacrifice is being made this day. With a happy bark, Pooch began eagerly lapping up the milk from his dish. Hikari laughed at seeing that.
やっぱ優しいね、アキトは。初めて会った時から思ってたけどさ。
I am true softy. I don't think that's true. at all, actually. I answered her pretty bluntly, but Hikari laughed like she knew better. I felt giddy as my heart fluttered a bit in my chest. Perhaps the grumpy-looking Taro had also felt this way when Hikari had hugged him. Maybe. So, Hikari, do you like Night on the Galactic Railroad? Wanting to change the topic, I asked her about something I'd always been curious about. She looked at me as if to ask, how did you know? I overheard you that time when you were talking to Saya. I thought that maybe that was the reason you were interested in stars or something. I'd always wondered what made Hikari so interested in stargazing. And it wouldn't be so strange for someone to acquire an interest in stars because they like Night on the Galactic Railroad. It's a story about riding a train that travels across the Milky Way and journeys through the worlds of Constellations. Fancy. Maybe the reason she knew the star named Albiero is also because of the story. Just like Hikari told Saya, Albiero is a famous star mentioned in Night on the Galactic Railroad. Your dad is a train conductor, right, Hikari? I had overheard someone mention that in a conversation before, too. When? When did that happen? They said he was an employee for the local line. That fact also explained why someone like Hikari, who didn't seem like the bookworm type, would read something like Night on the Galactic Railroad. God damn it. Hikari? What? Oh, what's happening? Hello? Leon gets the handrail on the bridge. Hikari looked up at the sky again for the memes as the red hue from the setting sun slowly spread across it. I wondered if I had asked something I shouldn't have. Probably. Maybe I had poked my nose so too far into her personal business. Hey, she's done the same for us. As I started to worry that I had ruined the mood, Hikari answered me.
昨日望遠鏡で月を見たとき何を感じた？
What do you mean?
月に大地があるって分かったときアキトはどう思った？
When we saw that there was land on the moon, what did I think when I had seen that through the telescope? What I feel? I was intrigued and very excited, and yet seeing the landscape beyond the expanse of space, I couldn't help but remember a sadness that gripped my heart. But what had I really felt at that time?
私はね、行ってみたいって思った。
You mean like actually go there? Huh?
ここじゃない。どこか遠くの世界。そこには山があって谷があって確かな大地があってまるで別の世界がそこにあるように感じて。
Oh, there's bajillions of different worlds. It's just finding the right one where we can actually like explore without dying. Like ourselves, you know. It's
行ってみたいって思ったんだ。
Hikari stared longingly at the sky, though her gaze seemed to be fixated on something that lay far beyond the dusky sky, not dusty, though it was obscured by a red veil. Beyond there stretched the vastness of space, with countless stars that twinkled continuously. Seeing her profile, I dotted real hard. I felt as though Hikari was far from me, just like I was looking at the surface of the moon through the telescope. Even though I felt as if she was so close, she was still unfathomably far. Despite appearing to be within my grasp, I couldn't reach her no matter how far I'd stretched out my arms. Hikari?
どうしたの？
Nothing. I had unknowingly taken her hand. Oh shit. Hikari looked at me in surprise. It's nothing. I could still feel the warmth from Hikari's hand after I pulled away. I felt reassured by that fact. Okay.
こんなところにカップル発見。
Oh my god, please don't it's fucking that asshole. At that moment, I heard the vulgar voice of the person I wanted to see the least in the world.
見たぞ。今手繋いでただろ。
You realize Hikari's gonna fucking dropkick you again, yes?
イエーイ。光と空見はあっちっち。
Time to be dropkicked.
あっちっち。
What a bunch of assholes. There was Taigachi and his lackeys spouting their nonsense. Oh. Pooch hid himself behind Akari. He was such a shy dog that he'd hide if he was approached by anyone he wasn't used to. Ah? Ah?
またあんたたちか。ほんと暇だね。
Why would they be picking on Hikari? I mean, they're probably mostly picking on me for it, but like, when she's involved, she can just beat their ass. Then they know it. They're just stupid kids.
お前らできてんだろ。
No. I just randomly reached out and touched her hand for some reason.
だったらどうだっていうの？
Whoa, whoa, hold on. Whoa, throwing a curveball there. What? Without thinking, I said the exact same thing as the exact same time as Taigachi. Both Taigachi and I were thrown for a loop by Hikari's audacious attitude.
私たち観測計画を立てなきゃいけなくって忙しいの。邪魔だからあっち行ってよ。
Wow, hold on, Hikari. We need to like roll it on back a little bit. She waved her hand, gesturing as if she were shooting a fly. Hearing Hikari's nonplussed tone, Taigachi returned to his normal self.
俺は観測会なんて認めてねえからな。
Okay, well, fuck you then. Get out of here.
だったらなんで終わりの回で言わなかったのよ。
He couldn't, like, disagree when everyone else agreed.
それは。
先生に嫌われたくないからでしょ。
Ha! Got him.
違うっつうの。
Taigachi backpedaled as he realized Hikari was a battle lost, then went after his new target, me.
いい気になるなよ、空見。お前が天の川のこと泣かしたの、俺たちは許してねえからな。
That was fully explained. Not necessarily by me, and, you know, I also apologized, but at that point I also made her cry again, even though she knew it. Not like I'm really wanting your forgiveness, though.
だと。
You dick. The one who should forgive me is Saya herself. Taigachi huffed, dissatisfied with my reply.
どうやって許してもらう気だ。土下座でもすんのか。
I don't do that.
アルビレオを見せてあげればきっと分かってくれるよ。
Yeah, she's gonna be like, it's so beautiful to be.
天体観測会はそのためのものだからね。
Yeah. I agreed wholeheartedly.
なんなんだそのなんとかって。さあ、怪獣の名前だと思う。
You had to fucking talk to your underlings. They're not gonna fucking know things.
知ってんだぞ。空見が昨日まで望遠鏡の使い方も知らなかったこと。だっせえな。毎日学校に持ってきて見せびらかしてたくせに。
See, you're just an asshole who doesn't know the true circumstances. And as usual, his two lackeys chimed in with echoes of so lame. It was so predictable that it made me wonder if they practice this routine in their spare time. Acting mature, Hikari let out a purposely loud sigh.
そんなのもう遠い過去の話だよ。タケ、こうしている間にも星は動いているんだよ。
He's straight up wasting our time, too. Like...
急に難しいこと言うんじゃねえ。この間理科のテストで40点だったくせに。
Why are you looking at her test scores?
あんたは38点だったでしょうが。
Ah! Got annihilated. Jesus.
お前らなんかに絶対できね
What are you talking about? It's easy to pull off.
できるよ。
God damn it.
え。できない。
できる。
Fucking kids, man.
そうだよね、アキト。
Why you need my... Yeah, we can do it.
できなくて後で泣いて謝っても許してやんねえからな。
We don't come crying to you unless you're the one making us cry, and then we're forced to cry. After that last remark, Taigachi left home with his two minions in tow.
ほんとタケにも困ったもんだよ。
I don't think anybody does. It's whatever.
でも天体観測会は絶対に成功させなきゃいけないしね。
Oh, it's gonna go great. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Once Saya sees those the twin stars, whoo, or the double star rather, whoo, whoo, yeah. I replied as I recalled an image of Saya sitting in the corner of the classroom, looking disinterestedly out the window. Yeah, well, I mean, and then making her cry. The reason she had cut herself off from the rest of the class is because of me. The day that she had transferred into the class, I made her cry in front of everyone, and that wasn't good for me either. Because of that, I had created a very awkward situation between her and the rest of the class. Sadness. I knew that if I could show Albiero to her, it would help to clean up this, did I say clean up? I mean, I guess. Clean up this misunderstanding. Although I wasn't all that sure if it would help her get along with classmates. Doubt it.
大丈夫。きっとうまくいくよ。
Hey, as long as she gets along with us, we'll be fine. Yeah, you're right. Things have been going really well already. The reason I hadn't involved the class was so that I could force Saya to come. Because even if Akari or I invited her out, there was no guarantee that she'd show up. Plus, stargazing can only happen at night, too. So we would need to get her parents' permission for her to come out. But with Miss Satome around, it became more of a supplementary lesson, and getting their permission was easy.
私たちもう望遠鏡の使い方も知ってるし、余裕だって。
I just like how we just didn't know how to use a telescope. Yeah, but I don't think that's all that matters. When you observe the stars, the weather has to be clear too. Even if you prepare for everything perfectly, it won't matter if the sky is cloudy. Oh god.
そっか。
Then there's the fact that the two of us don't really know too much about the stars yet. We could still have a few problems. Although we felt like experts on the subject just by borrowing a few books, the reality was that we had only looked at a mere 2 pages from a guidebook. So we need to prepare as much as we can so we'll be ready for anything. Alright, I'm ready. We read through the books we borrowed more studiously than we had ever studied for our homework. Whoop, alright. Oh, who is calling me? That night I got a phone call from Akari. Oh, it's...
大変だよ、アキト。
God, oh no, it's bad. Wait, I this fucking old ass phone.
白鳥だって夏の星座なんだって。
Son of a shit. Really? If that's the case, then that meant that Albiero, as a part of the Cygnus constellation, would be a summer star
ど
too.
うしよう。
I mean, we could still look around. What can we do? In an instant, it seemed like all our plans were derailed. Oh, it'll be fine. We don't have to just look at that one. In the end, it didn't matter that it was a summer constellation. Some constellations are described as belonging to different seasons, like winter or summer. However, that doesn't mean that you can't see them during the other seasons. It just means that the best time to see those is during the particular time of year. Most can actually be seen throughout the year. There you go, see? This fact is especially true with constellations close to the North Star. The North Star can be seen all the time. The Northern Star. Those constellations tend to have long periods of visibility and can easily be seen from most of the year. Cygnus, the Swan, was one of such constellation. Space merations? Space merations? Holy shit. Did you see the weather report?
見た見た。夜までずっと晴れだって。
Perfect fucking night! Let's do it!
白鳥座は冬でも見られるし、天気予報もバッチリだし、これで勝ったも当然だね。
Hikari said this with an expression bright enough to rival today's sunny weather. Alright. Today was the day the stargazers met up. Of the stargazers meet up. We'd already planned things out meticulously and had Miss Satome review it all for us. All that was left was waiting for night to come.
いよいよ本番か。緊張するな。
See, this is one of those moments where you wish you could control time and just move time forward. No. In an attempt to ditch us, Saya had thrown on her backpack and was headed for the classroom door.
天の川さん
Stop right there! Hikari. I interrupted Hikari as she called out to Saya and headed over to Saya myself. Oh, damn.
何か用
Holy shit. We're putting on the big boy pants. Promise you'll come tonight. Please. This is all literally for you. I'd really like you to come see Albiero. Saya was at a loss for words and averted her eyes. Damn it. She then outmaneuvered me and left the classroom in a hurry. Well, so much for that plan. It's over. It's already donezo.
ねえ天の川さんビビってたじゃん
Oh, I do too. That's a guaranteer.
ちゃんと来てくれるかな
Hikari was mumbling to herself as she set up the telescope on the rooftop where we'd be observing from.
アキトってさちょっとぶっきらぼうで女子からすると怖いんだよ
What do you
もっ
mean?
と爽やかスマイルしなよ
Woman! I literally just walked up to her and was like, hey, please, I want you to be there. And she was like, and then left. Like, it's not my fault. What about you, Hikari? You also just say whatever you feel like saying without thinking about other people's feelings. Yeah, the fuck? I interrupted you earlier so you wouldn't upset Saya. I answered her in the exact same blunt tone that she just warned me about. I remember the frightening expression on Saya's face and felt a twinge of guilt. I really wanted her to come, which is why I said something to her, but I think Hikari was right that it might have had the opposite effect. After the telescope was set up, I pointed the lens at a faraway mountain and peered into the eyepiece. Oh, do I get to see? Oh, no, that is not a mountain. The image is blurry. I turned the dial to bring it into focus. Alright. Well, I guess if it's on top of the mountain, the image became clear and appeared upside down in the eyepiece. And that was the reason I had always thought it was broken, but I was wrong. It was normal for a telescope to show an inverted or upside down image. Yep. The image flips upside down as it passes through the lens and the optical scopes used to see over distances. Binoculars and spotting scopes use a prism to reorientate the image, and bing bang boom! However, adding the prism takes away from the image quality. The instrument itself becomes heavier and it inevitably costs more money. Which is why my telescope had an inverted image. And really, since there is no proper orientation in space, there's no need to correct the inverted image in an astronomical telescope. I set up the Altazimuth. That sounds like a fucking evil villain. Stand, setting the electrical tower at the center of the field of vision. Alright. So it's just on top of the mountain. There we go. Got him. Yep, okay. Next, I look down the small barrel affixed to the side of the telescope. This cylinder is called a finder, and it's very similar to the sights on a rifle. Whoa. In telescopes with low magnification, the finder has crosshairs in the center. These crosshairs are used to find what you want to see, such as stars or any other celestial body. Needless to say, it's really difficult to find a tiny point of light quickly in the vast sky with the narrow field of view of the telescope, which is why the finder comes in handy. You can use its wide field of view to find your target first, and then boom, zoom in on it. Get in there. Once you've found your target, you then align it with the crosshairs in the center of the finder. If the finder and the telescope are pointed at the same target, stars in the finder should also show up in the telescope's field of view. But in order to do that, we needed to make sure that the angle of the finder matched the direction of the telescope. Together, these preparatory steps make up the optical lens alignment process. It can't really be done once it's dark, so we made sure to do it while we're still outside. At that moment, I was attempting to align the optical lens between the finder and the telescope using the electrical tower as a landmark. Oh. Who the fuck are you? What is happening? One of the younger students came bounding up onto the rooftop. Excuse me? Oh, what the shit's happening? The girl's enthusiastic greeting was cut short by an emphatic judo chop to the head.
その名前で呼ぶんじゃない。
Annihilated. Seeing Akari's hand still threateningly poised for another strike, the girl timidly corrected herself.
ひかりちゃん
Oh my god.
どうした？
What's happening?
今日5年生みんなで遊ぶって本当？ち遊ぶんじゃないよ。天体観測会をするんだ。天体観測会？
Akito was just like, what the shit is happening? The little girl's expression turned serious once we affirmed her question.
ねえ、コロナも行っていい？いいでしょ？ねえ。
I mean, I don't really want anyone else to come, but the little girl pleaded as she clung to Akari, tugging earnestly on her shirt.
私に言われてもな。
Oh god, why are you gonna put that responsibility on me? I'm sure it'll be okay if we all ask Miss Satome, right? Oh.
誰？
You literally just noticed me. Peeking out halfway behind Akari, the little girl regarded me warily.
アキトだよ。転校生の。あ、知ってる。お兄ちゃんが言ってた転校生その1だ。
Oh no! What was with that
ちゃん
nickname?
と自己紹介しな。できるでしょ？もう大きいんだから。
Don't tell me who your big brother is. Steeled by Akari's prompting, the little girl faced me and set her posture.
坂部コロナ4年生です。
Oh, she's gonna be like a nut. Since she's got a sprite, she's probably, well, not now, clearly. But later, when we get back to the present time, she's probably gonna be a route. I'm guessing, at least. Kasukabe? As in that Kasukabe?
さあ、竹の妹なんだ。
Son of a bitch, I was right. You don't say. Oh, God. For some reason, she looked like she was bracing herself or something. Well, what are you... I'm Akito Sarami. I'm in the 5th grade. Nice to meet you too, Corona. Remembering that Hikari had scolded me about how I came off as scary and blunt, I made a self-conscious effort to introduce myself a little more sweetly.
紳士だ。お兄ちゃんと全然違う。
Oh, your big brother's just an ass. Like, straight ass. She said as she looked at me with reverence in her eyes. Is she really Taikichi's younger sister?
そうだよ。なんで？
Just, they don't look alike at all. It's hard to believe a kid this cute could actually be a sister. Damn, he is playing so good right now. Yup, I knew it. Give me the blush. Corona's ears perked up immediately after I said she was cute.
コロナがかわいい。
Is that weird?
よく言われる。お兄ちゃんに全然似てないねって。
It's probably a good thing. I see.
そうだよ、アッキー。
Did you just call me Aki?
アッキーは遠くから来たんでしょ？どこから来たの？東京？ニューヨーク？
Just not.
ほら、いきなり変なあだ名つけるな。
I mean, it's not really random. It's just a shortening of my name. Whoa. Oh God, no. No! Hikari, don't kill her!
ビカリン、ギブギブ。
Why are you even calling? What is the story behind that? Why did you call her that? You knew she was just gonna give you more twists.
そうそう、ひかりちゃん、ごめんなさい。
Get wrecked. Make sure you tell Miss Satome that you'd like to join us at the Stargazers meetup.
みはるちゃん？
Yes.
私たちの先生をそんな風に呼ぶな。
More twists. Here it comes. Yup, more twists.
お母さん。まったく生意気なんだから。
After Hikari let go, Corona cried out. Yeah. You asked for it. She said as she rubbed her temples like someone who was trying to ease a migraine. For some reason, it looked like they were having fun. Well, I'm sure Hikari to some extent was having fun.
てか、タケはいいって言ってるの？お兄ちゃんには内緒にする。ダメって言うに決まってるもん。
Isn't he going anyway?
まあ、じゃあタケはいいとして、ちゃんと早乙女先生の許可をもらってから来るんだよ。勝手に来たら追い返すからね。うん、わかった。行ってくる。
Yeah, I was about to say, you gotta do that right now.
アッキーピカリン。
Oh yeah, she's gonna say that, and then yep, dip there. God damn it, we can't do anything about it.
その呼び方やめろー。
The car just fucking like launches. If you guys played Super Smash Brothers, when Luigi does his side B attack, he just like launches with his head forward. That's how it's what I see Hikari doing right now. Just hitting her in the back. She ran off the roof just as quickly as she'd come. What an energetic kid. She kind of reminds me of you, Hikari.
どこが？
What? Is that so surprising? I refrained from elaborating more since it seemed pretty unexpected to her. I didn't feel like being on the receiving end of one of her noogies. Why does she even want to come to our observation tonight? Does she even like stars?
何やるか分かってないだけだよ。みんなでする遊びに混ぜてほしいんだと思う。
Yeah, she just wants to be part of the group. I can see that. I can see it.
4年生は数が少ないから。
There was only one class in each grade at the school. The 5th grade class that Hikari and I were in had 17 people, and we were the largest class in school. The classes got smaller the younger you went. But the 4th grade class just 1 year below us had only 4 kids. What? If the number of people keeps dropping, the school might be closed.
うん。
Damn, sadness.
まあでもその前に亡くなっちゃうかも。
Why is that?
アキト知らないの？ダムのこと。
No, I haven't heard anything. What's this dam?
川にダムを作るかもって話。もうずっと前からあるんだけど。もしそうなったらこの辺り一帯は湖に沈んじゃうんだって。
And you know, even the school? Hikari nodded solemnly. I didn't know. After being handed off to my granddad like unwanted baggage, it was no surprise that I wasn't aware of the town situation. And with Granddad being the silent type, I doubt he would have told me much anyway. I took a good look around at my surroundings from the rooftop. All this could be under a lake. There were paddies, fields, and overgrown empty lots scattered between sporadic trees. Nestled amongst them were all homes and other buildings. It was hard to imagine that everything there or here would be flooded and disappear beneath the lake created by the dam. Being as new to the town as I was, I couldn't scrape together any feeling of attachment to it. The town wasn't special to me, so it was hard to say I'd be sad to see it go. But I did think that losing the town would be a bit troublesome. I wondered how Hikari must feel. Thinking that, I glanced at her profile, but it was hard to tell from her expression whether she was unhappy or she didn't care either way.
できた？
Yep, all done. This is the last of the prep work. With the access of the lens set, telescope setup was complete. We'd also check the time of viewing, coordinates, and the time that Albiero would set. As long as the good weather held up, it seemed like tonight's observation would go off without a hitch.
それじゃあ帰ろっか。
Yeah, stargazing would take place at night, so we had decided that everyone should meet up again after going home to have dinner. Oh boy. Like, of course she's got some attachment. She's been here, you know? Like if literally everything that you've kind of, like, not everything, but, you know, the things, even the school you've gone to is just under the water. Jesus. But for me, I was never really attached to my schools anyway, so I really wouldn't care. But you know, I don't. It perspectives, man.